Hey, here's that vlog I said I was going to do. We're going to call it Back in Time. Some black and white. Some of you probably remember black and white. I don't really, because when I was born in 1978, there was color TV, and it was so nice. I'm so thankful from the day I was born to today, and having everything that I've had. My sister's home. Work was dead, I guess. They didn't need her, so she's home, and she's spending some time with Julia right now, which is nice. Things are good. Brian actually started getting overtime. Last Thursday, he got 2 hours. Monday, he worked 4 hours over. And I remember him coming home because he woke me up and he apologized. And then I heard him grab a shower. And then he went into work Tuesday and said he was staying over another 4 hours. I said, "Are you sure?" He's like, "We need the money, and, might as well take overtime when they offer, because when they don't offer, you want overtime. So when they do, we just take it." So, he came home and he's like, "Was Julia up the whole night?" And I'm like, "No, she was asleep when I went to bed that I know of." But he came home and found her crying, and he spoke with her, and she's like, "I want to go to Meme's now." She wanted to go to Meme and Pepe's, and we're not going until March. See, that's why he's working overtime, so we can have some money for our weekend getaway in the beginning of March on March break. So, it's also going to help pay some bills, which I did today. I paid 2 credit cards. One's paid off. One has a little bit more money to pay, but not much. So, other than Brian working overtime, I was really excited to find out. I was looking out the kitchen window like I normally do, just to see what's going on around the building. And I saw a woman walking her dog, and she came through this catwalk that's been blocked off. Like, if you come out my lobby, okay, and you go all the way around, and you go up the little hill, and there's like a few stairs, and then there's the little cutway that leads you to the school road. And it's like a circle where it's called the Kiss Ride or something, Kiss and Ride, where parents can drop off their children for school around the little circle, and then they can come right back out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go through there, and I had already saw the mail lady, and I thought, okay, I'm going to go to the mail and check and see what we got. And I was excited to see what I thought I saw, and that was a check. It's in a different envelope right now, because it has to go back, because this is the check. Okay, Brian has a missing tooth, and he needs a bridge. And we're not worried about it, but the dentist wants to try to see if he can get him a bridge. Because dentists and doctors, all they care about is money. So, they decided when Brian worked for LCAN, before they decided to close up and move to the States, they put a claim through for this bridge, and the insurance company came back and said, "Sorry to tell you, they're not going to cover it." They were going to cover, and we would have to fork out of our pocket over $1,000. And we said, no, it's not worth it. We were, it would have been nice if the company would have paid half or some, but they weren't going to cover it. So Brian got a new job, and they put a claim through with this insurance company, and they came back and said they were willing to pay $440.77. The claim was for $1,007.48. So figure $1,000 $7.48, take away $440.77. That's what we would have to pay. Roughly around $5.40, $5.60, I think. Actually, I got my phone here. Let's check. Okay, the total we would have to pay is $566.71. So Brian's actually saying, it's not worth it. Just don't worry about it. But for some reason, Chris Karolinas wants to try to see if he can get this done. Well, we got this check from the insurance company. Brian was supposed to get a crown done. Never got a crown done. So we called the insurance company yesterday, and everything seemed to be okay on their end. And he tried calling and getting a hold of the receptionist at the dental office, but he didn't get an answer, so we called again. Still didn't get an answer. And he's like, well, I can't keep doing this. Keep calling because I have to get to work. So I'm like, okay, fine, sure. So he went off to work, and he called today, talked to her, said, oh, it was a mistake on our part. We put the claim through, and we shouldn't have, and here we are with this check. I was really hoping it was going to be my check, have some extra money to save. I was going to take my sister, my brother-in-law, Julia, Brian, myself. We'd go to the movies, because we haven't been to the movies since last year. So I thought that would be nice, and I'd have money for snacks, and Pam and Jay would take us for dinner, and yeah, we'd have a good time. But it turns out the check doesn't belong to us. Brian has to write something on it, send it back to the insurance company. But this way, we're in the good, because if we spent the money, we would have had to pay it back. And we don't know when we would have had to pay it back, but we would have had to pay it back. And this way, if we just send it back, we don't have no money. We don't owe anything. They get their money back and everybody's good. So, I think my time is going to be going. I don't want to keep going on. I'll come back with another vlog, because the last two that I've just done were way over 14 minutes. And I don't want to end up being way over again, but I'll be right back.